husband, supportive, lovely husband. And I've run an NGO for 20 years. The NGO assists educating orphaned children. Thankfully, one of them, most of them have graduated into higher institutions or after higher institutions, but one of them recently got married and has a son. So I'm also a grandma, which is really exciting, even though it's not a biological grandma, but that's very exciting to feel like one. So, guys, aside all the other things I've been doing, being an entrepreneur for over 22 years, um, I actually came into this industry 28th of November 2018. Yeah? And that will make it like technically 3 years I've been in this industry when I joined newly. At that time, for me, I will tell you the honest truth, guys. I have actually never believed in this industry. I'm one of those who always felt it was a Ponzi scheme. I always felt, what will anybody be doing in such a place, pyramid scheme and all that. So I was never cut out to be in it. I did so many businesses, but definitely not in this industry. However, it was introduced to me by someone I trusted so much, my elder sister Ziggy. I'm sure most of you know her, Ziggy Away. And so I just simply joined. It came from someone I trust so much. It came from someone I love, and I believe she wouldn't lead me astray. So I joined. So the first focus was trust, and I joined. But along the way, with so much training I got from Henry Moyo at the time, I actually began to believe in the industry, and I now understood what this industry is. Then, furthermore, with more training from Sashin, it consolidated my trust and belief in the industry. So when things happened along the way last year, and the first company we started with didn't make it as much, and we had to move over to Secret, I didn't see the industry as a problem, which would have normally happened. I would have just said, oh, my fears have actually come to pass. But rather, because so many businesses actually go through a lot, no matter whatever the business is, be it in the MLM industry or even in hospitality. I mean, if you're in hospitality, it can take you even up to 5 to 7 years for you to begin to see profit in your business. So for me, I didn't see the issue as the business type. I didn't see the issue as a problem. Rather, I saw the issue as the willpower to succeed. So once you are in any business in this industry, what is key is the willpower to succeed. So fortunately, with my present experience being in the industry, I realized that the industry wasn't actually the issue, and so I put my mind to ensure that I will succeed in this industry. Of course, many ups and downs. This minute you're doing so well, you're enrolling so many people, you're making so much money, and then later on you just realize, oh, it's completely dry, nothing is happening, and you want to give up. But that willpower to succeed continued. Now we got into Secret, and for me, I asked myself, how am I going to be a salesperson for products? I've never done this before, and everybody will like say, oh, I've never done this before, how can I do it? But what is key is still the willpower to succeed. I actually had to get myself off the comfort zone. I'll give you one example. I have never been in the social media space. I have staff who do all that, making sure we're in IT, making sure we're in the social media space. But I, as a person, have never done that. My children do. I'll give you what happened. The first time I actually had to go into the social media space was when Priyanka had invited me on a live Instagram live presentation, and I was supposed to speak. You won't believe it. First, I didn't have an Instagram account. I had to use my son's own. Secondly, I didn't know what to tap to get myself to speak, or for her to see that I was there to speak. I kept just touching my whole system, touching until the whole call was over. So I sent her a message. I'm saying, I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do, and so I couldn't join in to speak. That was how bad I was on social media space. But with the training I've gotten from here, with the exposure and the realization that you need to actually get yourself out of your comfort zone, I actually took that step to get myself out of comfort zone. So the first thing I did was get an Instagram account. And like Sashin said yesterday, you have to put yourself in that Black Friday mood. In recent times, the Black Friday came up. I really wanted to join and make sure I keep inviting, because if you do not show this product, you can actually not make it in this company. So unfortunately for us, a product is something that is so physical, so patent. I've used it for 4 years. I initially wasn't consistent, but in recent times I am so consistent that I've used virtually all the products, from skincare to nutrition, even the new one that just came out, I've ordered it, even the food, the salt, I've used it, and I can authentically tell you they are patent, they are real, they are so good. Now, if you do not make that step to invite, how else would you be able to make it big? How else are you going to be the bomb that will change your life in 24 hours? So guys, surprisingly, this period of Black Friday, I went out of my comfort zone. I actually was doing 3 live calls on Instagram every single day. Most of my sales were people I didn't know at all. They only just sent me the money. They didn't give me their details because they weren't too sure. But because I kept showing what the product had done, I said, give yourself a chance to get this product in your hand. And once you get it, you will sign up. And most of them believed, sent me their money. I was able to order through my personal accounts. And now, once the product comes, we're shipping it to the different people. So if you do not invite, if you do not take that step to invite, if you do not make the effort to show what you have, you cannot make that bump in 24 hours. So guys, today I'm going to be introducing to you someone really amazing. Already in our system, we've put a system that has worked so easy for you, whereby you can actually get the opportunity to grab every single person, 12 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m. South African time. You can translate it to wherever you are, anywhere in the world. Like in Nigeria, it's 1 hour after. Make sure you keep inviting. Don't stop. Don't give up. Get that willpower to change your life. Get that willpower to succeed. Every business has its ups and downs. You can ask me. I've actually gone through virtually all kinds of business. I've done communication, hospitality, architecture, consulting, finance space, fintech space. So every business has its ups and downs. But once you have the willpower to succeed, that will change your life completely. And if you do not exhibit that willpower by inviting, by showing what you have, by using it so that people can even see it in your skin, then you're not ready to make that run. So guys, it's time for us to close the year with a bump, so that we will start the year with a bump and make sure we actually run through the next year with a big bump. So I'm going to be introducing to you someone really amazing. He did something that so many people are finding it difficult to find out what to do. He's outstanding. In fact, when I saw the information about him, I screamed. I said, what? Cycled 555 times in 24 hours. Wow. That will show you the amount of showing. Remember guys, it takes like 2 sign-ups in 10 shows. So when someone cycles 555 times in 24 hours, his whole team, that's why I said, get your team on this call. Don't do it alone, because you can't actually do that. Get everyone on this call. His whole team were working, they were inviting, they were showing, and they were signing up. They were selling products 555 times. Guys, let's welcome the bomb himself, who changed his life in 24 hours with $25,000. Shush Arya, are you there, please? Let's see you.
Hi, hey, how are you?
Welcome. I got my cup for you. Yes, this is really amazing. I'm dumping my cup for you. This is awesome. When I saw what you did, you and your team, I told myself, wow, this is the guy to learn from. So we're all here, pen and paper, everybody's ready to work. I'm also here. I want to pick up the tips that will make me come out of my comfort.
Oh, I lost you for a second there. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Sorry, I was slightly muted. So I said we are ready to get there and hear you, learn from you. I've got my pen and pencil ready to roll, ready to move. Everybody, please, let's welcome with so much love and energy our crown agent, Shush Arya. Please welcome him on the chat. Everybody go on the chat. Welcome him. Give him so much love and energy. He's ready to pour into us today. He's done something really amazing. He has actually changed his life in 24 hours with $25,000. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sir.
Okay. So first of all, how do you say your name is Nkonye?
Yes, that's it. Nkonye.
Nkonye. Okay, yeah. So I can't believe that your grandmother. That's like you look far too young. So that's amazing. So
you know, that's the amazing thing about Secret. I'm almost 50. Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody thinks I'm so young. I'm almost 50.
We like I'm 51, so brother and sister. We're brothers.
Yeah, I'm almost 50. So many people see me, they say, "Oh, wow, you look younger than I age." Well, that's the secret of secrets. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. So listen. Well, thank you very much for having me. So in fact, I had a message from my little brother Sashin this morning asking me if I was available, and always happy to serve. I don't know. I mean, some of you may know who I am. Probably most of you do not know, because I'm actually believe it or not, I'm not really a spotlight guy. I sort of just work, behind the scenes, if you like, with the leaders, etc. And obviously, we were able to, along with Peter Powder and my business partner, we were able to accomplish Crown Agent. Actually, it was probably within a couple of months of joining Secret. But that's not to say that we accomplished that in 2 months. We accomplished that over 10 years with our previous company, building relationships and obviously building leaders. And obviously that's also taken into account that Peter, my business partner, has been in the industry and network marketing for 41 years, and I've been in the industry for 18 years. So the thing is, I know that it was 24 hours, 25,000. Yeah, we did that. But what you got to understand is that this is years of experience. This is years of building, those leaders and then obviously, a lot of work in the prior weeks, coming up to Black Friday. So, I mean, that's not something that happens every day, by the way, right? So but obviously we just knew that Black Friday was a big thing, right? I must admit, didn't realize it was as big as it turned out to be, okay? Because we actually ended up doing $460,000 worth of sales just on the Friday, which was unbelievable, right? Okay. But I'm going to give you a bigger picture of how you create monumental success, in this industry. I mean, we actually, I was just in Croatia, and myself and Peter, we actually earned the six-figure earner ring. This is the ring actually here. In fact, I've got to show you this because this is amazing, right? So when you earn the six-figure ring, we actually achieved it in 5 weeks. But we have, look at this. They give you a box with a light. Okay, so this is how the ring is presented. What do you think of that? Isn't that beautiful? Who wants a ring like that? This is the six-figure earner ring. Put in your messages in the chat, okay? Who wants a ring? Yeah, okay. Right? Let me know who wants the ring, okay? Because that is beautiful. But you see, it's all very well us succeeding, okay? But what you got to understand is that it was never about me and Peter. It was about the success we could create in our team. So in fact, let me tell you, we have 15 people in our team, 15 people who also earned the six-figure ring, okay? Some of them did it, like in a few weeks. Some of them did it in 3 months. Some did it but obviously you have to earn that six figures, over $100,000 within a 12-month period, okay? But just to give you an idea. Also, the other thing is, within our team, we have, and again, I'm telling you, this is like from 10 years of working at our previous company and building relationships, building leaders. Today, we have in our team another crown agent, okay, in our team. We have 5 red diamonds in our team. We have 7 7, no, about, actually, it's probably about 12 blue diamonds. Um, and then, I don't know, 30 diamonds, okay, in our team. That's the reason why we were able to like max the plan in a day, because we've got all these leaders and they're all working. And like, obviously, we don't have to like like say, go and do the business. They do it anyway because they're already leaders, right? So really, I mean, the key thing for you, and the other thing I'm going to say is that actually, let me share a little bit of my story. Okay, let me share with you a little bit of my story, right? Because sometimes, especially if you're new, you might look at someone like me or one of the other big leaders, and you are like, you put us up on a pedestal and think, oh my god, I could never be like you, right? That's like impossible, right? But you got to understand where I come from, because 18 years ago, when I came into the industry of network marketing, my god, I was in a totally different place. I mean, I was actually at that time probably about $500,000 US in debt. Okay, I was working like a full-time job in 4 days, 11 hours a day with travel. Okay, that was in retail, so I was in electrical retail selling TVs, cameras, and washing machines, that kind of stuff. And for the other 3 days, I used to repair computers. So I had a solo business myself. I used to go and fix computers in small businesses and in people's homes. And I did not have enough time, okay, to be able to make enough money to pay my bills, my debts. And at that time, this is back in 2003, I was literally sweating every night, wondering on how I was gonna feed my kids. My kids at that time were like, like my son was like 3 years old, or actually my stepson was 11 years old, and it was just very stressful. So I was so stressed. I was like, um, I was just like, what am I going to do? And actually, I was sick and tired of my life. So you got to understand that's where I came from. So I probably was in a much worse position than than you are. Okay, I don't think I've met many people that were in a worse position than what I was in. And my self-esteem was on the floor, my self-confidence was on the floor, my self-belief was on the floor. I felt like a failure. So, but I knew I had to change my life. So the thing is, I went, and I wasn't even sponsored into network marketing. I went looking for a way of making more money on the internet, right? Okay. I responded to an advert online, right? And basically, I saw an opportunity in network marketing. I knew about network marketing. I'd come across it 10 years before, but didn't do it. And I just thought it was the only business or the only thing that I could do, which didn't cost a lot of money, probably about $300 to get started. I had the last bit of credit on my credit card, okay, to actually get started. I mean, all the other businesses needed a lot of money, and I couldn't do that. So I decided, to roll the dice, and that was my last chance saloon. And you know what? I was hungry to change my life, to change my situation. And what happened was, I got started and I just crashed and burned, guys. I have to say, I mean, like I was bad, like made all the mistakes, like I actually burnt through my hot, like my hot and warm market, like really, really fast, because I was throwing up over people. I was coming over desperate, and I was just like, oh my god, I was so desperate to wanting to make it work, but the truth is, I had no idea what I was doing. And then what happened was, actually, in April 2004, there was an event in London, actually at one of the Heathrow hotels. So if you ever heard of Heathrow Airport, it's like the busiest airport in the world normally. Okay, um, there was a event where my now business partner Peter Powderham was actually training at that event, and let me tell you this. That was the day that changed my life. And I never forget the day, because what happened was I was that broke, guys, that I had to borrow like £30 or about $40 off my mum, off my mother, just so I could buy the ticket, put petrol in the car, and you know, buy some lunch on the day. And so I never forget that. But the way I saw it was that like nothing was working for me, so that was my last chance to lose. So I mean, I'm hoping that maybe something I say today to you may inspire you to change your life. Okay, and I went to that event, and then everything, the light turned on for me. I got it. Okay, because I saw Peter speak, and you see, the reason why everything changed for me was because I saw a guy that was speaking that was like me. He was a normal guy. Okay, he was a normal guy. He actually grew up on a council estate, which is like social housing. He had no formal education. When he joined network marketing at 23 years old, he was a policeman. He was actually a motorcycle cop in London for the Metropolitan Police. He'd had jobs like, milkman, car park attendant, furniture salesman. He worked in Debenhams, actually where he met his wife. So he was just a normal everyday guy. But the difference was that he was making, and this you got to bear in mind, this was like in 2004, so 17 years ago. He was making approximately, I'd say, 70,000 US dollars per month in residual income, right? And that was 17 years ago. So obviously that's probably worth a lot more money today, right? And it just blew me away. And I was just thinking, my God, there's a normal everyday guy, okay, who is living an extraordinary life. I mean, like, it was like, to me, it was like footballers' wages. Back then, it was probably about right, not nowadays. But you know what? Suddenly I thought, oh my God, there's a guy that is like me, he's making all this money. I've got to learn how to do this. And then what happened was, at the end of this event, I went up to Peter and I actually asked him, you know, what do I need to do to make a success in business in the next 5 years, right? Okay, or to get things going, because nothing's working for me. And he said to me this. He said, "Look, okay, just so I know that you're still here and you're still listening to me, I want you to put in the chat, right? I want you to put in the chat, okay, yes, please. Who wants to know what Peter told me that changed my life?" Okay, yes. Okay, I see a bunch of people saying yes, please. Great. So I just want to make sure that you're paying attention, and we are we're still there, not asleep. Awesome. Now this is what he said to me, right? He said, "Okay, what you got to do if you want to change your life," he said, "go away from this event," and you said, "Go show 500 people our opportunity, our product." Okay. But he says the kicker is you got to do it with absolute belief in yourself and what you're doing. You got to do it with energy, enthusiasm, okay, positivity, and like a never quit attitude. He says if you do that, then you'll change your life. And I was like, okay, I think I can do that. Okay. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but that day I made a couple of decisions. So the first decision I made was that I was going to somehow, even though I didn't know 500 people, I burnt my my warm market and hot market. I was somehow going to find 500 people that I was going to show, what we had, my business to, and my products to, right? And so it was just a decision. The second decision I made, because I was already working 90 hours a week, I had to try and find some time. So what I decided to do for 6 months, Monday to Friday, 5 days a week, I decided to sleep for only 4 hours a night. Okay. So I could carve out an extra 20 hours, right, per week that I could commit to the business, to do the business. And the third thing decided was that I was not going to let anybody like try and talk me out of it or dampen my enthusiasm or steal my dreams. They were the three things that decided, right? And because on that day, that training, like Peter said, you know what, you're gonna go through challenges. I mean, like you're gonna go through struggles like with every business, right? And you're gonna get some like nasty rejection. You're gonna get some people say some awful things to you, which will knock out so many people. But the thing is, they're not the ones who are going to pay your bills. They're not the ones who are going to pay your rent, your mortgage. They're not going to feed your kids. They're not going to put food on the table. They're not going to, pay for your living costs, right? And I thought, yeah, okay, that's cool. So I went away and I actually did it. What I did is I actually showed 500 people our opportunity back then, right? And this is what happened. I signed up personally 30 people, right? 30 people, which sounds okay, but you got to bear in mind, 470 people said no to me, right? Okay. So how many people would take 470 no's, right? But, like I said, I didn't care. I just had to hit my target. And from the 30 people, I found 6 leaders, probably the equivalent of diamonds in secret. I found 6 leaders, a couple of them even higher ranks. And collectively, between the 6 of us, we put in like more than 300,000 customers over the next few years. And what it resulted in was that by the end of the first year, I was making $1,000 per month, which meant that I could breathe. At least I could pay my bills. By the end of the 4th year, so I set myself a goal, a target to reach 5,000 a month, by within 5 years, right? That was my goal. If I could make 5,000 a month residual income in 5 years, I mean, that would change my life. And I achieved that goal within 4 years. And by the 5th years, I was making 20,000 a month. And it was just pure duplication, okay? And, big adoption of our products at the time. And my God, it was breathtaking. A little bit like Black Friday, what happened on Black Friday, right? Okay. So that's what happened to me. I ended up making more than $1 million in that business over 8 years. Okay. Between 2000 and actually it was 7 years. Okay. Because everything ended in like towards the end of 2009. And obviously actually the following year was when I got involved in our old company. So this is basically, what happened for me. And I can tell you, there are certain things, right? So I'm not going to tell you how to present, the business and all that kind of stuff, because I know you guys have a system. Okay. But I'm going to, just share some key things, which is really the fundamental things if you want big success. And we have like so many like very, very successful people within our team, like massive leaders. I've spoken with like many million. We had many $1 million earners in our team, like, in our last company. So the thing is, I have an idea of what it takes and the traits and the things you got to do to create big success, right? So that's what I'm going to share with you now. So the first thing is you have to have a long-term view, right? So the thing is, the problem is when you hear, oh my God, like making 25,000 in a day, right? I told you that takes years of work, okay, to get to that point, right? So first of all, give yourself time, because you see, I am nothing like the person I was 18 years ago when I started in this industry, right? So it's the personal development that has carved me, molded me into the person that I am today, right? Okay, which I would consider a leader of leaders, right? Okay, so the second thing is, right, belief. So I'm going to talk about belief, right? Actually, you know what? Before I talk about belief, I talk about burning desire, right? So you got to want it bad. I wanted to change my life so badly. I mean, you can't even imagine. I was just so sick and tired of being so broke, so sick and tired of being so tired, right? Not having any time, having a really awful life, right? So you know what? I wanted it bad. So you got to have a burning desire to change your life. If you don't have a burning desire to change your life and you're comfortable, then it's unlikely that you will do the work and you will stay the course, right? So burning desire is everything. And again, like if there was a book that I was going to recommend, if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, read the book. That was one of the books that changed my life, right? The third thing is, the belief, right? Belief is everything, right? Oh my God, I'm telling you now, right? There are 4 beliefs that you have to have in our industry to get massive success. And the first belief is you got to believe in the company secret, right? So I know that, for example, that I think is Jesse still there? Jesse's in Kenya at the moment, and I believe he's going to be in South Africa. Is that correct?
No,
Yes.
he's not in South Africa now.
Oh, no, he's going to be Kenya and Uganda, I believe, right?
Yes, he's going to be in Kenya.
Yeah.
He's going to be in Ghana.
Oh, he's going to be in Ghana. Okay, right. Yeah,
Ghana,
right.
yes.
Yeah. So this, and I believe there's watch parties at the weekend as well, right? There's a couple of watch parties for the view,
Yeah.
right? So here's the thing, guys. I mean, like, you can raise your belief in secret, okay, by attending the events, okay, getting in front of people like Jesse. Okay, I know that there's view parties at the weekend. You got to get around the campfire. Obviously, coming onto a call like this, you're around the campfire. This, you see, if you don't see, when you stop attending events and getting around the right positive people, you're getting away from the campfire. You're going to get cold, right? And then the wolves will get you, okay, in the forest, right? The wolves are the negative people in the world who will want to steal your dreams. So you got to stay close to the campfire. You got to raise your belief. See, what the events do is they raise your belief in secret in the company, and they also raise the belief in yourself. The 4 beliefs are: believe in the company, believe in the products. I mean, it's already mentioned that the only way you get belief in the products is by actually using the products. Yeah, I mean, I just had, today I use the mud soap, I use the shampoo, I take the nutrition. Okay, like in the morning I wake up, I take some recovery after I have a workout. In the afternoon I take some high hydro effects. In the evening I take some boost. I also take my greens. Okay, so use the product, the amazing products, right? So you got to believe in the products wholeheartedly. The third thing is you have to believe in what we do, network marketing. See, here's the thing. People who are ignorant to the industry, they will say it's a pyramid scheme, that it's a Ponzi scheme, all this kind of nonsense, because the reason they say it is because they don't understand it, right? It's an ignorance thing. So the thing is, it's easy to get hostile against people who do it, right? But the bottom line is that, it's just what we're looking for is we're looking for open-minded people. So if you've got someone who says stupid things, but they're closed-minded, and what doesn't matter what information you give them or who you get them to talk to, they're still going to talk bad of the industry. They're not the kind of people that we want. We're looking for people who are open-minded. People who, like, if someone says, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a Ponzi scheme, and I just say, oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, I've been doing this for 18 years. What makes you say that it is that? Is that, what have you heard about it? Because, and I'll say to people, have you heard of Herbalife? Have you heard of Avon? Have you heard of like some of these big companies, which are big names? And when they say, yeah, I just say, do you think they are pyramid schemes or Ponzi schemes, companies that have been going for more than 100 years, right? So, there's ways to actually sort of educate people, just so you know. And then the 4th belief is the belief in yourself. And that belief in yourself, really, it comes from personal development, right? And I can tell you that, like, if you take all the top income earners, all the leaders within our team, they are all big personal development people, people that have that certainty in themselves that they will succeed and they will keep going, right? When I look at people like, okay, let's see who's on this call. Henry, I know Henry Moyo for many years. Is that Aaron Zinzania? Is that Aaron? Okay. If it's Aaron Zinzania, I know some of these guys. Martin Niho from Uganda, Hadassah. Okay, some of these leaders, obviously Sachin, goes without saying. Some of these leaders that I know for many, many years, see, I know that they have certainty and belief in themselves, and that has come from personal development, attending the events and learning the system, learning the skills. And this is key. And you've got to give it time, guys. I mean, especially if you're new, if you've been in the business for less than a year and you're not where you want to be, even sometimes for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I mean, however long it takes, right? Okay. But if you can honestly say to me that you have worked on yourself and you've done the trainings and you worked the business for 5 years, right? Consistently, persistently, right? And most people can't say that. So you know what? It takes time. You've got to give it time. You've got to give it that consistent action, consistent learning and action. So that's really key, the 4 beliefs, okay? Then the third thing, right? So we've already talked about burning desire. We've talked about belief, right? So the third thing is, action, guys, right? Action, action, action. So the bottom line is that if you want results, you got to take action on a consistent basis. As simple as that. Again, I'm going to give you a book to read, right? It's a very short book, but it's an awesome book. It's called The Compound Effect. The Compound Effect, right? Hang on 1 second. I actually have the book on my phone. Just bear with me. So I'll give you the alternate compound. Yeah, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, okay? It's a phenomenal book because what it teaches you is the concept that if you put in residual effort and residual action, right, that is what leads to residual results, okay? So actually, remember, actually write this down. Residual action equals residual results, right? Okay. It's as simple as that. Because if you don't do anything, you're not going to get anything. It's as simple as that, right? The other thing is, I'm going to tell you about how I built my business from 18 years ago and how I've always sort of built the business, right? So for me, right, okay, I've always seen the business as like I am the usher to a cinema, right? I'm the usher to a cinema, right? So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill the cinema up to have a look at the movie, right? So the movie is a presentation of the business, right? So, I'm not someone, so the thing is, I'm not really someone who does presentations, right? Okay. What I do is I use videos or, even before, there was other people who wanted to do the presentations, okay? Of course, through my career, I did presentations for some time, but now we have leaders to do the presentation. But I always was like, okay, my job is to get people in front of a presentation, 1, and number 2, get people to the trainings. That's it. So my job is I'm an usher to the cinema, right? And then I'm going to let the movie, so the movie is going to be the presentation or the movie is going to be the training, right? Okay. So just change your thinking. So the number of people you get to these things in front of the information, that's where you're going to get success. And also, you see, what you do is you remove yourself from the equation, right? Because, often what happens is what I see, one of the big mistakes in our industry is people want the spotlight. They want to be a presentation man, trainer man, all this kind of thing, they like, it's all about them, right? And the problem is then it becomes like a crazy 16-hour-a-day job, right? It's not about that. Our industry is about many people doing a little bit, okay? And then you helping, and that's the other thing is that you see, our business is a people business. So the thing is, one of these the sayings, the quotes that I heard many years ago was a quote from Zig Ziglar, which is, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything that you want, right? If you help enough people get what they want, then you will have everything you want. And I've always lived by that saying. So, you know, my job is always to, you know, help people, understand people, and you know, to help them get to their goals and their dreams. Will some people quit? 100% they will. Yeah, a lot of people will quit. A lot of people will let you down. A lot of people will lie to you, you know, and a lot of people will just not do what they say they're going to do. But that's part of the course, guys. I mean, you know, that's our industry. If you want the bigger rewards, you got to take those hits, right? You know, for every 10 people that quit in your business over the last 10 years, we probably had 100,000 people quit. Okay, just to put it into perspective. But we don't worry about the people who quit. We worry about the people who are here now, and the worried about the people who are serious about changing their lives and who are going to work towards creating a dream life, creating freedom. Okay, so that's what it's all about. So action, you know, consistent, persistent action. Okay, and then you got to be tough, guys. I mean, like, this is so important. You have to be tough. I mean, like, you know, when you hear stories, you know, when you hear, like, say, Martin Ndiowa from Uganda, when you hear his story of what he went through when he was building our previous company, where he built, you know, like a team, and then the whole thing collapsed, everybody left, and, you know, like everybody spoke bad of him, like, or his whole circle spoke bad of him. But the thing is, you know, he had the guts to get up again and fight again, and, you know, like, just repeat the success, because he already acquired the skills to build a business. So this is really important, right? And you know what, you know, when you hear, like, from our training, you know, like, pay attention, get excited, never quit. You see, the problem is people quit. See, when you quit on your life, you quit on your dreams. You are settling for mediocrity. You see, I mean, for me, that was never an option. I always knew I was going to be a millionaire, guys, right? Okay, I always knew I was going to be a millionaire. From when I was a kid, you know, it was always my dream. You know, like, one day I will be a millionaire. But you know what? The problem is life consumes you. You know, you get sucked into the system, the outside system. And quite frankly, I mean, like, I ended up, like, being $500,000 in debt, in fact. So I was like minus $1 million, minus $500,000, you know, 18 years ago. But hey, you know what? If you keep that belief, you keep that vision, you keep that, your goals and dreams is where you're heading. Sometimes you don't know how you're going to get there. But, you know, if you just around the right people and you take the action, anything can happen. So, you know, really, guys, this is the main thing that I wanted to share with you. You know, I'll pass over to you guys if there's any questions. If anyone has any burning questions on how to build a business, I'm open to, you know, answering any questions that you have. Nkonye, are you there?
Thank you. Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much. This is really amazing, guys. He's really giving us so much nuggets. He's shown us what it is to actually change our lives in 24 hours. Is a long-term goal. Consistency. So, guys, if you have any questions for him, please, I want you to put down your questions, put it on the chat, so we take it one by one. We'll start passing through his. Let us know. One, you have to, first of all, have a long-term view, have the burning desire to succeed, believe in what you're doing, and take action consistently. Powerful nuggets. Thank you so much. Please put in your questions. I can see a hand up. Could you put in your question? Let's know what exactly you want clarity on, so that you can change your life like he's done. He is building leaders. So if you're here, get the nugget to change yourself from a follower to a leader and build your own leaders. Yeah. Authentic testimony. Thank you so much. Please, let's put your questions on the chat. Any questions?
Yeah, so I mean, Tammy's question about the 555 cycles, I spoke about this right at the beginning, and it's like, you know what, guys, it's not like a 1 day effort, right? This is 18 years and 41 years of experience of like the last 10 years in our old company, building those leaders, and then obviously taking massive action. So I mean, like, you know, if you go back to probably last September when we found out about Secret, I mean, I probably for 4 months worked harder than I have done for many years, right? I was making like literally hundreds of calls, guys, hundreds of calls, right? Because I knew if I made hundreds of calls, then I'm going to find just a small percentage of those people may be interested in doing what we want to do. And let me tell you this as well, that if any of you know The View from The Edge, or whoever been before, and there's a character called the Gambler where he flips the cards to find the ace, right? So he talks about flipping cards to find an ace, right? I made hundreds of calls like back in September, October, and one of those calls, I found an ace, and it was an ace from our old company, but he was checked out for 3 years, right? He was out for 3 years. But you know what? I called him up. We got a conversation going, got him interested, showed him what we had, put him on a call with Peter because he trusted me and Peter. And you know that one call, what it's led to? That one call has led to more than $20 million worth of sales, right? Since January or since December. It's led to a crown agent, 2 red diamonds, 7 blue diamonds, and 21 diamonds. That one call, right? Okay. So the thing is, you know, you just don't know, right? If you're flipping the cards with enthusiasm, right, and you're just doing the job over and over and over again, occasionally you're going to hit the right person. You're going to hit a Henry Moyer. You're going to hit a Helen Katinji. You're going to hit a Sachin Govinda, right? Okay. But the thing is, you got to do the work. You got to be ready, and the thing is, you got to have your radar up as well, right? So this is, you know, really important. So really, there's no, I can't say that it's a 24-hour thing. That would be a lie. This is years of doing the right thing, right? I mean, you know, I could say the years of taking the hits, going through the challenges, you know, like, and like all the adversity. That's what's got here today, because even 1 year ago we didn't know where we were going to head. I was like on the verge of quitting the industry and retiring, right?
For real?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't have to do this. I don't do this for the money, guys. I do this because I love to help people, right? I don't have to do this for the money, because you know, what I did, again, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is I used the money that I earned, I made investments. I never have to work again in my life, right? So, you know, I now do this to help you guys, right? Just so you know, right? Okay. Tammy, is that cool? I know Tammy. Tammy's my buddy.
Yeah. Okay, so we have more questions. Someone wants to know what residual action is. You had mentioned doing residual action. So what does that mean?
Well, residual action is consistent, persistent action on a day-to-day basis, right? So the thing is, you know, like what if you take that, when I showed 500 people my business back in 2004, right? I worked out I had to show 3 people a day, yeah, every day, 3 people a day, right? So that's doing a presentation 3 times a day, right? So the presentation is obviously for me. Back then, it was like, here, watch this video, and then we'll talk afterwards, right? But that was consistent. So residual action is that consistent, persistent action, right? So this is like doing the business for 5 years consistently. That will lead you to result. Unless you're like doing it completely wrong and not following the system your leaders are teaching, then, you know, that's what you have to do. Yeah. Ali has asked, what does your day look like? So, guys, my day, so you don't want to know what my day looks like now because I'm so lazy, it's unbelievable. Right? Because like I said, we have all these leaders, right? So, for me, if I work 1 hour a day nowadays, that's too much, right? But obviously, if you asked me 18 years ago, what did I do? For the 4 hours I carved out every day, I was just, like doing the income producing activity, finding people to show the presentation to, and then following them up with a call, signing people up, training them. So like that's the income producing activities. That's what you should be doing. Okay. So today my schedule is very like I'm sort of, if I was being honest with you, I'm sort of semi-retired, right? Okay. Before lockdown, like, I mean, for the past 7 years, I traveled 50 new countries. I was like doing 2 trips every single month worldwide. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to Budapest actually next week, right? And then in January, I'm going to do the Golden Sands Secret Escape I'm going to go see 50 Cent and Nelly and Sean Paul, some of my dream, I'm an R&B hip hop guy. So that's going to be a dream for me. So me and my son are going to do 9 days in Mexico. So you know what? So for me, it's like I'm free, like I do this for fun. But like if you're new, if you're not where you want to be, you're gonna be taking massive actions to show people the business. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We are, one second.
Yeah. There was another question, private one. It says, what do you do to keep the momentum of your old team members? That was sent privately to me, so it may not be on
Well,
the
yeah,
phone
again,
chat.
here's the thing. I mean, like, so like when we started, I mean, like I said to you, I made hundreds of calls, and like just a very small percentage of people came over to Secret from the old company, right? So, and like, I'm not gonna try and convince people to do the work. Okay. I mean, the bottom line is if people don't see it as an opportunity for them to change their life, that's cool. You know what? I'm going to go and find someone else who's going to do it. So I'd have that attitude. I mean, like, obviously, if you got really good people, then of course, I mean, over the last couple of weeks, for example, when we were in Croatia at the View, and we had an event, which was the first event in Europe, and then all the social media hit with the pictures and the videos and the recognitions and all that kind of stuff. That raises people's belief, not just in the company, but outside the company as well. People on social media watching, right? So, the thing is, share that stuff, right? Okay. When you see like, good stuff happening, okay, share that stuff. The fact that we just launched nutrition, right? You
Yeah.
know, for Africa and for Europe. That's a big story. Okay. So just, I mean, like you can feed people, with information, just let them know. But I'm not gonna like try and convince people to join or take action. I'm looking for the ones who are ready. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Uh,
Um, are you going through? Can go
Oh yeah,
ahead.
I'm just having a look. Okay, Abigail says, to be honest, I'm in debt and I want to change my situation so much. I refuse to be discouraged and I'm so encouraged by the testimony. Perfect. I'm really happy, Abigail. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think there's anyone, I've never met anyone that was in a worse situation than I was. And, but the thing is, either you let your adversity like destroy you or to like make a change that you can win. Okay, win big. Okay, Tom, I don't feel a strong burning desire. How can you practice it? Yeah. um wow, that's actually, a tough question because like, see, if you don't have a real purpose as to why you're doing this, we some people will say, if you don't have a strong why, right? Okay, then it's a tough one. I mean, like it will be tough for you to get out of the comfort zone. I mean, there's got to be a reason why you're doing this business. Yeah. What's important to you, right? So you got to delve deep down in your soul and find that out. I mean, like what happens if your parents or grandparents, you want to give your kids and your grandkids the best life, okay, possible. not the life that you maybe had. It could be that you want to give back to cause. I mean, one of the things I've done this year is to feed 1,000 families, because the pandemic has absolutely destroyed, so many people's lives and incomes, etc. So in the UK, for example, we have something called, these food banks. Okay, so I've been able to work with a couple of these food banks to feed, people who are in poverty, that kind of thing. Maybe that's certainly one of my purposes. Yeah. So there's got to be something that drives you to still want to, like, for me, that's one of the reasons why I still do this as well. Yeah, because to give back a little bit, right? Okay. What do you typically say when making calls? I need to build confidence. You know what? Your leaders will teach you that. I don't need to teach you that because you have your own system. Okay. Aaron, what has kept you in the industry so long in the midst of adversity, and what's your secret in having these massive results? Yeah, I think I covered that. It's just, one is I love the industry. I love what it did for me. It gave me freedom. I mean, I have not done a job since 2008. I've not done a job. I've not had to go out and do a job or physically be involved in a business hands-on. So I even turned my computer man business into a B business. I had another guy running it for me and gave him half the money. Right? Okay. So I'm all about passive income. Okay. So the thing is, for me, because the industry gave so much to me, that is what drives me just to still be in. Even when adversity hit, yeah, I admit last year I was on the verge of like just saying, that's it, I've had enough. But you know what? Then Secret came along and it was like a miracle, right? Okay. And really for me, it was more about, there was a lot of good people that were in our team that we needed to give them a vehicle as well, to survive and thrive. Okay. This is my first attempt in that. Oh, hang on. This is my first attempt on, this is from Marilyn, my first attempt on network marketing. I talk to people, they complain about no money or what other network marketing has done to them. How do I go about it? Okay. So, you know what? Sometimes, and I know I've been there. Secret is my 6th company, right? Okay.
Wow.
It's not my first rodeo, right? And I have to say, like, I've never left a company. They're normally like shut down, right? Or something's gone wrong with the company. It's not because, so my first company, I was with them for 7 years, 2 were non-startups, and then another one was I was with them for like 9 months and they failed, and then the last company was 10 years, right? So here's the thing, guys. So sometimes, and many times I had to go back to people and blah, 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 right? So there's a couple of things here. Number one is that, if you are going back, even if you have to go back to people, you have to do it with energy, enthusiasm, belief, right? Energy, belief, positivity, right? So the thing is, are you the person that would join you, right? Okay, so that's really, really important. So it's sometimes you can go back to people, but like if they smell fear or desperation or doubt, okay, then the bottom line is they're never going to join you, right? Okay, so this is really, really important. You've got to be on fire, right? Okay, this is key. And the second thing is,
be on fire. I like that.
you have to be on fire, man. I'm telling you. The second thing is that, you know what, like I said to you earlier, I'm looking for people who are open-minded, right?
Yeah.
And you see, if I start a conversation and then someone is so negative, and I'm just saying, like, do you want to change your situation or not? Do you want to look at what is the biggest opportunity that you could ever, I consider the biggest opportunity that's out there at the moment. That's the reason why I'm so excited about it. If you want to see it, make a decision not to do it after you see it. If you don't want to see it, I get it. You can, go back to your life, yeah, and continue moaning, right? I mean, it depends on who it is, of course, right? Okay, but posture is everything for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, we have more questions. How did you get more people after your warm market was dried up for the past
Yeah,
17?
I mean, guys, today is so much easier, right? Because of social media and all these platforms, it's so much easier to find people nowadays, right? Okay. Again, Sachin is an absolute, a master at social media marketing. So he like follow what he teaches you. I mean, back in the day, I did all sorts of crap which didn't work, right? Like putting leaflets on people's cars and all this kind of stuff, and like notice boards and shop windows and all this
Wow,
kind of stuff. It
amazing.
didn't work, right? It didn't work. Okay, but some of it did. And we used to have bulletin boards back in the day, which is probably like the pre-social media stuff, where you could post adverts. I mean, these sites don't exist, but I managed to generate enough leads, okay, that I found the people. But I mean, nowadays, seriously, I know I've heard so many success stories from people who use social media. So if you have no cold market, and you see, here's the thing, is a lot of people like look at social media and cold market as an excuse because they are too scared of actually approaching their warm market and hot market because they are fearing the
You
rejection.
can say that again. Yes, I'm one of
100%.
those.
And the thing is, you know what? This is where you got to grow a bit of courage. Okay. Um, Seriously, you gotta just, you don't know if you don't ask, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You will be surprised if you don't just do it. Okay. Because if it's important to you, then man, you'll find a way. That's it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, you got to learn the social media marketing skills. See what we do. Here's the thing, right? Our business is called network marketing, right? Some people forget that, you have to network, right? And you got to market. Okay. It doesn't just happen. You don't just join it and it happens. You got to learn marketing. And the thing is, if it's not working for you, you got to learn marketing skills. You got to become a better communicator. You got to learn how you find people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All that kind of stuff. It's really, really important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay. There's one more question that just popped up now. How do you keep the fire and energy via online, considering the fact that we have belly-to-belly movements and restrictions here and there? And what
it's
events
no
do you...
excuse. I'm sorry. I mean, you know what? We did 8
Yes,
million
no
when we
excuse is valid.
here's the thing, right? When we started in Secret, like December the 18th, right? We did $8 million worth of sales in the first 8 weeks. And you know what? At that time, the whole world was in lockdown, right? So the bottom line is that like either you find an excuse or you find a way, right?
Yeah,
You find a way.
yeah,
See, if you want it bad enough, you find a way. It's as simple as
yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit passionate, but like,
yeah. No, it's good. It's good to hit it hard. Thank you so much. So, do we have more
yeah, I mean,
questions?
as you get to know me, I will tell it as it is. I won't give you
Yeah.
any BS. I'm telling you.
Awesome, awesome. So, do we have more questions, guys? That was the
Let
last
me just, there's a
question
couple of
I
comments here.
saw on
Definitely to
there.
be compassionate. Thank you. Shush. Our business is mainly belly to belly with, yeah. So I just very quickly to tell you. So I said earlier, our business is a people business. You've got to be compassionate with people, but you've got to be also, it's important not to waste your time with the wrong people, right? So there's a tendency in our business. What happens is that people sort of like you get someone and you want it more for them than they want it for themselves and what they're prepared to do. So it's almost like you've got them jacked up like a broken car, and you're working on them. It doesn't work like that, right? You know what? They got to work on themselves and they've got to take the action. You can't do it for them, right? And then what you got to get good at is scanning the leaders. You know, I'm talking about building leaders, like scanning the right people, the ones who want to take the action, and then you stick with them, work with them. That's how you build the leaders. You know what? Getting them to the events and like helping them. Their job is to bring people to you. It's as simple as that, right? Because the see what a lot of people miss. If you want the massive success and the massive incomes, then you see the product of our business is leaders. That's the product of our business, is leaders from a network marketing perspective. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. This has been 1 hour of life changing tips and nuggets. This is time for us to take everything he's told us. You can see that it's really, really something he's built over how many years through various companies. And I'm telling you, he's actually pouring out to all of us for us to change our own lives. Like he said, he's almost retiring, so he's actually here to help us out. Guys, send a big love to Sush for this wonderful training. Thank you so much. It has been an amazing night. I've gained so much. I've been taking so much notes. Yeah, it's over here. Done a lot of notes up and down to make sure that I start actualizing all you've taught me. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys.
God bless you. Have a beautiful evening.
Take care. Have a fantastic weekend. And obviously enjoy the view. I mean, guys, make sure that you get to the view watch parties, right? Really, really important. And, I hope one day you will have me back again. Take care. God bless you.
Thank you. And well, from where I am, good night.
Good night. Yeah, same. Good night. Take care.
Thank you then.